almost everything that you're gonna need to complete your painting project is gonna be right here in this box. Minus, I don't think they were able to fit a ladder in here. No, they weren't. Okay, so my goal right now is I'm gonna walk you through everything that's in this box. I'm gonna give you terminology so that way you know what the tools are named, because every box is gonna come with a packing slip and a list of all the tools. And I'm just gonna kind of go over just the basic functions. So right when you open your box, front and center, you're gonna have a large drop cloth. Make sure that this lives up to its name, okay? So what you're gonna use that for is you're gonna lay it down on your carpet, your hardwood floors, that kind of stuff. So that way when you're rolling and working on the walls, you're not gonna spill some paint on your really nice carpet or anything like that. So let's just start going through here. So this right here, this is a roller handle extension. It's got a button right here. You press it, it opens up, and you can adjust the length, right? Just like so, okay? The end here, I'm just gonna pull out your roller handle, just right here. This goes right on your roller extension. So that clips right in place, it won't come off. You press this tab right here to release, it'll come off. So this right here is your main roller handle, okay? This is what your roller covers go on. You're gonna get a pack of these roller covers in there. So there's 3 of them. One of them will slip onto your roller handle. This right here is your small roller, okay? We call it a 4-inch roller. This is what you use in your cutting bucket for when you're cutting in the sides of your walls, in the ceiling, in the base by your trim and around windows, all that kind of little stuff that the big one won't get to. This right here is your putty knife. You're gonna be using that with your wall patch, okay? So what you'll use this stuff for is if you have any screw holes that you're like, nah, I don't wanna hang that picture up again. Well, let's fill that hole with this stuff. Or you got a kid that ran into a wall with a broomstick or something random like that and there's a dent. You don't want that to be there when you put your new paint on. So you're gonna use your putty knife to fill in all those kind of imperfections. It's also gonna come with a sanding block. You're gonna use this sanding block for sanding down your patches, right? When you have to patch the wall where your kid messed it up or you want that screw hole gone, you're gonna sand your patch down with this so that way it's smooth and you won't see it when the paint's on. Also, just any other things that maybe got stuck on the wall or there's rough areas, things like that, you can smooth it down with your sanding block. This right here is orange tape. I wonder why it's called orange tape. So this stuff is only used on disposable surfaces, okay? This stuff sticks really, really hard, so you do not want to put it on your finished trim, on your windows, on your wall that is finished, nothing like that. What you'll end up using this for is to tape your plastics and your papers and things like that to your nicer tape, which is called frog tape. This stuff is high-end. So this stuff does a really, really good job at sticking well to surfaces without pulling off existing tape or varnishes on your trim or leaving a gooey surface on your window or whatever you're gonna end up sticking your tape to. So they're gonna come with 2 of those for you because these you're gonna use to outline all of your trim and cover all that kind of stuff. You're gonna get a roll of paper as well. This stuff is really handy for covering things that are on your wall that you might not take off. We also use it a lot to, after I lay down my frog tape on my trim and such, I'll attach this to that frog tape using my orange tape. So that way I have a good foot away from the wall that is completely sealed. So when I'm rolling and things like that, there's no chance that any paint is gonna get down onto my floor or onto my carpet, things like that. We also put it above door jambs and things like that. So that way you don't get all these speckles that are gonna get on your door or your handles or things like that. You'd rather the paper to catch it. So you're obviously gonna get a paint brush, okay? Pretty straightforward. This is what you're gonna use to get in all the nitty-gritty areas in the corners. This roller does a really good job at getting in those places, but it doesn't get everywhere. This is also gonna be your key tool in cutting your ceiling line and to make that edge look really, really nice. And we'll show you how to do that. You're gonna get 2 stir sticks. These are for stirring your paint, right? So you're gonna bring your paint, maybe you have some paint already downstairs in your basement or you get it from your local paint store. Well, sometimes that paint has been sitting for a little bit and it needs to be stirred. And these things are what you're gonna use to do that. So this right here, there's two parts right here. You have your roller tray inserts. There's a pack of 3. you'll use one of those at a time, and they go inside your roller tray itself right here, because this is reusable and very nice, so we want to protect it with these little inserts. So you'll put one of these in here, pour all your paint in it, and that's how you end up using this. Your box is going to come with a wire brush. This brush is really key for cleaning your painting brush. These things are kind of expensive, and you want to be able to reuse these, and if you take care of it right, you can reuse it for many, many years on all sorts of different projects. So you'll use this tool to make sure you get all the paint off of it in your sink when you're done with your project. This is called duck plastic. When you open it up, it's about 2 feet wide after you tape it down. It's got one edge here that already has a tape attached to it, so you don't have to attach any tape to any kind of maskers. This thing is a one and done package, and it's everything you need right here. You're gonna get a little multi-tool screwdriver just in case you don't have anything like that around the house. This thing is what you're gonna use to take off your outlet covers off the wall, because you definitely wanna take those off, or any things like screws from picture frames or things of that nature. These are your 4-inch roller covers. So those go on this small little roller. You'll get a pack of 2. So you'll, just like the big roller, same concept, you put one on at a time. You're gonna get a few Ziploc bags as well, so that way you don't have to go hunting for your own. These are really handy for all sorts of things. So if you got a bunch of screws in the room, or a bunch of outlet covers, and you don't want that stuff floating around, grab one of these Ziploc bags, open it up, put all your stuff in there, so you have all your outlet covers in one bag. You might have all your screws in another. They're also really, really handy dandy for putting, you got a wet paintbrush in it, and you're still gonna use it later that day. You put your paintbrush in there, and you seal it up as far as you can. Same with these little roller handles. You can do the same with that, so that way it keeps them wet, and they don't dry out, and you don't have to replace them every time you take a break. Here are 3 little tools I'm gonna show you. These are just going to be packaged in a small bag. This little piece of metal is a can opener. So it depends on what kind. Some cans are plastic and the top unscrews. Most of them are single-gallon metal cans. You're going to use this tool to open it up, and also a screwdriver or something of that nature would work as well in case you lose this. Here's a permanent marker that's going to come with your box. This is really handy for just labeling things. Let's say even you have 2 colors that you're doing an accent wall in one of your rooms. Well, if they're not night and day difference, you might want to use this to label the bags that you have, or the covers that you're going to put over your paints and things like that, so you don't accidentally get them confused. This right here is your painting knife. This thing is going to be your best friend. You can use this for just about everything. So we'll show you all the different ways you can use this down the road. You're gonna get a rag as well. This thing's just really handy in case you got some little thing you need to clean up. It's also really useful for cleaning the top of your trim and things like that, because sometimes it's dusty because we haven't cleaned it in a really long time. These right here, you're gonna get 4 of these, okay? This is a cutting bucket cover, okay? Now what do I mean when I say cutting bucket? This is your cutting bucket, okay? This thing is really, really amazing. It has this handy dandy rubber handle right here that you can also adjust in case you got really small or really large hands. You put your hand inside of it, and just like this, I can hold this free-handed, just like so. I can use my other hand to use the rollers and things like that. This also has inserts, okay, just like the large tray. Comes with a pack of 4, okay? One goes in at a time, just like this, so that way when you're done with your project, you can throw that one away because these are disposable, and your cutting bucket is still really nice. Now, your cutting bucket covers go just like this, right? If you're done cutting in and it's time to roll your wall and you want your paint to sit, even overnight is totally fine. Set up just like this. You put your cover over it, so that way air doesn't get inside and dry out your paint. So, it looks like we got through everything in our box. And I'm super excited to show you how we use everything and all the techniques.